Welcome back everyone. So let's continue with another video. So we have completed data structures in Python where we saw list, tuple, sets and dictionary. We have completed these four structures. By mixing these four data structures in Python, in today's session we are going to create one project and the project name is Hospital Emergency and Management System. Why I chose this project? Because as I promised, and it is a best practice as well. When we have completed with some of the topics, any programming language you are learning, make sure after work, like after learning some of the topics, mix those topics together and start working on the projects. Before these four structures also, whatever you have learned in Python, you can mix those stuff as well. So that it's like a smart work. In the same project, you are able to have a recap and mix the topics you have done previously and even from the starting as well. So in this project, what everything we are going to do, I will try to make this project more advanced. So here if you see, we will be taking care of, as the name suggests, hospital emergency and management system. So obviously the things are going to be with relate to the hospital management only. So first we are going to see emergency handling. Okay. Next, here we will do ICU management. We will have some ICU management also in this project. Doctor allocation. Doctor allocation. Doctor is looking for which patient. Ambulance booking. We will see ambulance booking. Then bed management. Bed management. We will have billing system. Billing system. Or medicine inventory. We will see. So medicine inventory. Next, patient discharge. Patient discharge. Hospital analytics. So these features we are going to include in our project. So this is gonna be a booster in your practice, mixing the topics and boosting your confidence level. We will be using main features. For sure, we will be using some previous features as well. The main features are going to be dictionary, list, tuple, and sets. So here I will tell you high level why we will be using dictionary, why we will be using list, tuple, and sets. So dictionary we will be using for main hospital database. Main hospital database. I'm not going to connect anything with the actual database like SQL Server, MySQL or Oracle. No, 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 not like that. Currently, we will be using everything static because we are at the initial stage of Python for now. Then list we will be using for emergency. Let's say discharge records. Discharge records. I'm just giving you high level ideas. Okay, more features, but yeah, dictionary we will be using somewhere else as well. List we will be using somewhere else as well. Just some high level idea I'm giving you because tuples are immutable and we don't want because patient name though will never change in future even patient age will never change in future and so immutable no tuples are immutable, that's why we are using tuples for immutable means no changeable patient records. Sets we will be using for unique diseases. Okay, or doctors because we will be having one doctor at a time, it's like that. So let's say I'm just saying sets for doctors for now. So these all are the features we are going to include and these all are the terms structures we will be using in this project. Before moving ahead with the coding part, I want to show you the output of this project as usual I used to show, so that at least whenever we will be doing the actual coding you will be able to connect yourself with this project. So let's run it. I will just shrink it more, sorry, expand it more, and here we will see Python hospit.py. So when we will be running this particular software, first what we are getting one heading advanced hospital management system, and these all are the features we have added in this project. Register the patient, view all patients, emergency queue, ICU management, bed allocation, ambulance booking, medicine inventory, billing system, discharge patient, and hospital analytics. And last one is going to be exit. We will see the output one by one. So I will say, so for now, if you see now, first option is register patient and second option is view all patient. Until the patient is not registered, we will not get in the list. So I will say two first because I want to see if the patient is not registered, then what it should show? It should show no patients available. Okay. Now I will choose one for register patient. So here if you see, enter choice one. Okay, now I need to register the patient. Now you like while working on this project, you think like you are developing this website for the hospital only. Patients are not going to use it. Patients are not going to use this website. Only the hospital management is going to use this website. Think like that. Okay, so who will be registering the patient? The management will be registering the patient. No? So let's say patient ID I am giving 101. We are creating it on the spot. And then patient name is John. Patient age is 46 and disease, let's say he met with an accident. So this is the disease. Assigned doctor, let's say Sam. Emergency case, yes, because if we say here na is it an emergency case, then it will be into this emergency queue list. Otherwise, it will not be. So yes, because he met with an accident. So yeah, it's an accident. Sorry, emergency case. Need ICU. For now, I will say ICU. Yes. Okay. Enter initial bill amount when the patient is entering into the hospital, what is the basic amount we have to charge him? So let's say this time I'm saying 5,000. So you see, patient registered successfully. Now if you say two, we are getting the here data. You see, we are getting the patient data here. Okay. Next. So let's register one more patient. I will say this time one patient ID is going to be 102 and patient name will be Jack. Age, let's say 23. Disease, just I will say he is having leg pain. Assigned doctor, let's say Harry is going to take care of him. Emergency case, no, for now to not. And ICU needed, let's say I'm saying no. Initial amount, I will say just 1,000 rupees he needs to pay initially. Patient registered successfully. Now if I say two, it should show me both of the patients together. You see? And the best part while working on the project, yes, for sure, you are practicing the previous concepts, but you see how clearly everything is visible here. Okay, that also you will understand. So now, third is emergency queue. You remember, no? To which person we said emergency? Only John. We actually have two patients, no? John and Jack. John and Jack. John met with an accident and Jack is having leg pain. And when I was entering the data for the John, I mentioned that he means he is an emergency, na? Because he requires ICU also, room also. There I provided the details. So he is in the emergency queue. He is in the emergency queue. Next, I am saying here, fourth, ICU management. So for John only ICU is required, na? Because at the time of registration only I mentioned it. Next, bed allocation. Currently, all beds are empty. All beds are empty because I didn't allocated bed to anyone till now because no one asked me yet. So bed 1, bed 2, bed 3, bed 4, bed 5, all beds are empty for now. Now what we will do? Because we have John and you see we have two patients, no? John and Jack. Who requires bed? So for now I will say only John requires bed. So patient name is John. Bed number either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't give apart from this. So let's say I'm saying bed number 1. Now if so here if you see bed allocated successfully. Now if we say bed allocation 5. So here if you see John occupying bed 1. Rest of the beds are empty. So this was the functionality we have seen in bed allocation. Next is ambulance booking. Ambulance booking. So I will give 6. Oh, no. Currently we are getting again a patient name for the bed allocation. So I don't want anyone for now. So you see, I'm getting the error. So something in the loop we need to change here. I will run it again. This time I will say 6 ambulance booking. In the ambulance booking, if you see, we are getting patient name because it's not mandatory that the patient name should be already who have admitted or who are visited, who have visited. You do not give that name. Now let's say next patient, I want Xavier, he needs ambulance. Okay, pickup location, let's say Delhi, pickup location is Delhi, or address for sure you need to give. So see, ambulance booked successfully. 7 is medicine inventory. So this is like stock available of medicines in the hospital. So we have paracetamol 50, insulin, antibiotic and all. So let's say enter medicine name means because patient is taking the medicines from the hospital only, na? They are not going to decrease the amount of medicines one by one. Let's say for one day, they have they have solved paracetamol. So paracetamol 10 paracetamol they have solved out. So I will say 10 paracetamol has been solved. So I will just press enter here. And if you see now, medicine has been updated. Medicine has been updated. So if I again press 7, so now if you see paracetamol amount has been changed from 50 to 40. Earlier paracetamol amount was 50, now it is 40. Next, if we see 8, billing system. Okay, currently we are getting again the medicine name. Let's say I am giving some wrong medicine name. So if you see medicine not found. Next, we will try with 8, billing system. If you remember, two patients got entered into the hospital. So this was the initial amount. For now, till now, the billing system is John will pay 10,000 and Jack will pay 1,000. Paid actually. Next, discharge patient. So which patient you want to discharge? Jack just had leg pain. So I'm saying discharge, give discharge to Jack. Now, if you again say view, sorry, it will just show the history data also. Now, if you say 10, hospital analytics. So here, if you see, analytics means everything total patients, how many emergency cases, ICU patients, discharged patients, ambulance booking. So actually I ran this project again. So that's why I don't have any ambulance booking for now. Now unique diseases we got the unique diseases here and available doctors currently. So let's say if I again go to 6, this ambulance booking, I'm saying the patient name was Xavier, and pickup location, let's say Mumbai. So this time, if you see ambulance booked successfully, and now if you see the hospital analytics, ambulance booking should be updated to 1. If you say 11 means exit, so hospital system closed. So this is gonna be our full project. It's like it's not that much mini project, I should say, but yeah, it's a higher level than the mini project. You will learn a lot in this project. So this was the output, and let's continue with the coding part. So for the coding, what we will do, I have prepared one new file that is empty, just whatever I explained that's available here, and let's continue with the actual coding part now. So for sure, this part though we can take from here. We just need some comments like whatever we are going to do. So let's take it up here. So we are going to create one advanced hospital emergency system, and let's see. First, we will see what everything we want. So first though we will be requiring patients. We will be requiring patients. For patients, I am using dictionary to store the patient's data, name of the patient, age of the patient, disease of the patient, everything I will be keeping inside this dictionary. If you remember, when we are registering one patient, so that time basically we will be requiring it. That time we will be requiring this one. Okay. Next, I need emergency queue. Emergency queue. Who all patients will be in the emergency? So I am saying emergency queue. Okay, emergency queue. This I will create a list. So for patient, I am creating a dictionary. For emergency queue, I am creating a list. For ICU patients, we will use list again. Let's use list again. So here only I will mention ICU patients, ICU patients here if you see. So this is gonna be the list only. Next, we can take one more list for discharged patients. So discharged patients, discharged patients, they are going to be, I'm saying discharged patients. This is again gonna be a list only. Next, unique diseases. We had na unique diseases. Okay, this is gonna be, let's say, any, we will create set for this, but set for this. Okay, so diseases, diseases. Okay, we will take diseases and this is gonna be an empty set. So how to create an empty set, that already we saw. Before unique diseases, we will take one more ambulance booking, if you remember. So we had ambulance booking. In the ambulance booking, so let's say ambulance bookings equals list only, we will create. And we will create one more set for unique doctors. If you notice now, wherever I want unique values, wherever I want unique values, there only I'm using set. So doctors equals set only, I'm saying unique. Okay, and we will create one dictionary for bed allocation. Bed allocation. So here, let's create one dictionary beds, because we wanted to show some default value. Now everything will be the empty, that's fine. But in case of bed, we want to show some default value. So default value will be number one is going to be the key and empty. First bed will be empty for sure. Then again we can just take this one uh, here like this, like this, and here I will say 2 like this. I will say again 3 like this, and I'm again saying 4 like this, 5 like this. That's it. So all 5 beds are going to be here empty. Next, one more dictionary we will create for medicine inventory. And if you remember, when we were selecting the option for medicine inventory, we were getting one predefined dictionary, like a list of medicines, if you say paracetamol, insulin, and also for that I'm creating here dictionary only, where let's say I am saying paracetamol is the key and default quantity is 50. Again, then I'm saying for insulin, the default value for insulin, let's say I'm saying 20. Again, here I'm saying antibiotics, the default value, let's say 35, and one more painkiller, so let's say 40. This is gonna be the default list. And we will create one more database for billing. If you remember, we had that option again, billing. So I will just declare one variable and one empty dictionary we will create for billing. That's it. So this was just the database creation we did. Static database creation and nothing related to database we are doing, but yeah, static, where we used dictionary, list, also we used sets here. Tuple we will be requiring in future, that time we will be using it. So here if you see now, what I will do now, we will, so if you remember, first we were getting one heading. That heading was like advanced hospital, or let's say I'm saying system, hospital system, that's it. Okay, let me just go through once more. If you see what everything we have done, we created to get the patient data dictionary, to get the emergency queue, ICU patient, discharged patient, and ambulance booking, a list for unique diseases, unique doctors sets, bed allocations, medicine allocations, and medicines inventory and billing database. We created the dictionary, that's it. And let's try. For now, nothing will work. We should get this particular heading only. So Python hospital management. So only one time I have to write it .py. So see, I am getting that heading which I was expecting here. Next, we wanted that menu again and again. So again and again means until user press 11 na while. So I am going to create one infinite loop while true. Then print, here I will mention. So because I will be using multiple lines, that's why I'm using three codes. First, I'm saying for register patient. So to just save the time, what we can do, we can take this list, only list we will take, nothing else. So this list we can take from here. So full print we can take because it's gonna be absolutely same. So here if you see, we got the full print here. Okay. So we will run this program and if you see it's going infinite, the loop is going infinite, never ending. So I will interrupt the key by pressing Control C, Control C. So here what we will do now, the if you see the tab means your options are ready, everything is ready. What we will do now, we need that choice which will be taken by user. So what we will do here, we will take one variable choice equals, we will use input function only to enter the choice. So enter choice, that's it. Then if choice is equals to 1, I will not use any topic like functions and all because that we didn't cover till now. So without functions I will do that. So because of that it is going to be more lengthy, but yes, we didn't cover that, so we will not use it. If user says 1, so at 1 for what it is, register patient na, and that register patient should get added into which dictionary, this dictionary which we created here with patients. So just come down and here what we will do, if the choice is equals to 1, then first we will take patient id equals int input int input, enter patient id, enter patient id. Then if we have to check now, if that particular patient is already added into the dictionary, then we will not add him or her again na. So if patient id is available into that dictionary which we have created above, then we will say print patient already exists, patient already exist. Okay. Otherwise what we will do, this else, otherwise. So this else is for this if only, means if that patient id is not available, then the main part starts. We will take from user, first we remember enter patient name, enter patient name, then age. So name will be in string only but age will be in integer. So enter age, enter age. Then disease will be in string only, so enter disease, enter disease. Then doctor, doctor name again, means assigned doctor, which doctor got assigned to this particular patient, because based on disease the person who is doing the entry, it is understood that which doctor is on this shift and who will attend him, who can handle this particular type of disease. So let's say I'm saying assign doctor, assign doctor. Next we will be requiring emergency, is it emergency case or not? So emergency equals input, we will have input. So here we will say emergency case and here yes or no, yes, no. And then here only I'm giving colon space. Now user can mention yes y capital or small, anything it can happen. So for that reason I am using lower function, and I had to use it in ICU also, will also. So what I will do here, I'm taking ICU equals input, and here I will say need ICU, need ICU, yes or no. So yes or no. So here again we have to convert it into lower. Okay. Again, one more I will take for bill, int input, because whatever the initial amount is required, so enter initial bill amount you will be taking from the patient. That's it. So these all things we are going to use as an in input only. Okay. Next, we will create one tuple, because we have to combine this data at one place, and then that data structured tuple only we will assign to dictionary as a tuple. Means dictionary key will be dictionary id, dictionary key will be dictionary id, and value will be these all. So what I'm saying is, I will say here, we will create here tuple for immutable immutable data. So here we will give patient data, we will create one tuple. Inside this tuple, okay, what we will do, let's do it in single line only. Name we took, age we took, disease we took, disease, doctor, and bill. These things we took already. Now here what we need is store the patient. So store patient. So here patients, what is this patients? Name of the dictionary which we created first. Now I want to use patient ID as the key of that dictionary. Patient ID as the key of that dictionary, and patient data. So here, what is this patient data? This is a tuple. This is the tuple. Now let's do one thing. We will print that dictionary. Let's see what it is printing. So here I will say break, because otherwise it will go infinite. Let's try. So see, I will choose here 1. So here if you see patient ID, I'm giving 101. Name, let's say I'm giving John. Age is 23. Disease, let's say accident. Assigned doctor, let's say Sam. Emergency, yes. ICU, yes. Billing amount, let's say 30,000. So here if you see, what is it is, you see this is a dictionary. This time it is a dictionary, and this is the key of the dictionary. 101 is the key of the dictionary, and this full details about a single patient is the value of this dictionary. Okay, if you add more, then what will happen? Comma, 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 it will add all the patients one by one. So I just printed it only to show you what it is storing. Then we will add the disease. You remember we created one more list. We created above one list to add the diseases, to add the, sorry, set, it was set to add the diseases. Also we created one set to add the doctors, to add the doctors. And for billing we are creating a dictionary. So actually we are going to work with these three things. So I mentioned together. So add disease. Diseases is the name of my, you say, set dot add what I need to add? Disease. What we did understand, you remember we created one set diseases here. This is the empty set. You need to add all different diseases coming from customers, from patients now. So that disease you are taking here for each patient, and like what all are the disease patients are currently admitted in your hospital, that you will be tracking here. So if you now print here diseases, print here diseases, so what it should tell? It should print you the name of that disease. So you can try that when you will be working. It will only show for now accident, that's it, nothing else. Next we will add the doctor, because that doctor got assigned to John now. So means that doctor is available in the hospital. We are going to use this particular set only, dot add, and here I will say doctor. Okay, so what is this doctor? So here if you see, okay, we are getting some error, that means the spelling I gave something else here. doctors only. Yeah, we are giving doctors only. Let me see. DOCTORS. Oh, indentation issue. You see, indentation issue I'm doing. So I am adding this doctor. Which doctor? The doctor who is handling to John. So one by one, how many disease come, how many cases coming into the hospital? One by one, we are adding that doctor as well, disease also. Next is billing. How many cases are coming? We are taking some initial amount no, from all the patients. So all the amount I want to append one by one. So billing was a dictionary if you remember. So I will create one key called as name where I am storing the bill. What is this bill variable? This bill variable here we created, which is storing how much amount we are taking initially from each patient. Okay. Now if, so we will check here, we will add the emergency queue. If you remember, we had a variable here. If this is an emergency case, if is it a ICU or like that. So if this is an emergency case, we will select yes only. So if it is, so if emergency equals yes, then emergency queue dot append. It was a list, na? Dot append name. So we are appending in this particular queue. So in future, when we want to see all the list available of those patients who are having emergency case, then we will get that. And otherwise we are checking ICU management, means this patient, what all are the patients are using currently ICU. So if ICU is equals yes, then ICU patients dot append. If user says yes, means that management is saying yes, ICU needed, then we will just say append, we will append the ICU, and then we will say patient registered successfully. Patient registered successfully. So this was full, you say, code only for the first one, register patient. Okay. Next choice was view patients, view all patients. No? So for view all patients, what we will do, we had this choice. So we will just go down elif. We will use elif here. So elif choice is equals to 2. Then we want to see. But it can also happen na, that we don't have even a single patient available. So if length of that dictionary, remember which we created, length of that dictionary is 0, that means no patient. So we will just print here no patients available. No patients available. Otherwise print. So I will be using slash and escape sequence to give an extra new line. Then we will say patients patients, and here I will say here I have to run for loop for PID, patient ID, details in. So if you remember, we created that dictionary na, and to get the key and value both from the dictionary, we do have a function available into the dictionary items. So what it will do? Keys it will store into the PID, means patient ID, and all the values including name, age, disease, everything will be stored into this details. So here I will just mention. Now I want to print everything separately na, name, age, disease, doctor, everything I want to print separately. So here we will use format specifier. Now what I will do here, first we want to print, let's say, patient ID. So for patient ID, give colon PID. Then comma, even now if I say enter, no comma. So here we will give, let's say, name first we are giving, at same distance we will give the column. Here we will give details of 0 because this will store the data in terms of list here. So one by one we are getting that list available here. and we are getting the data what is available at 0 location, at first location, at second location, at third location, like that. So I will just copy this from, okay, I will copy from here. So here I'm saying age here, paste it. So what it is, this is details of 1. Similarly, we will just go here and I will just say, let's say disease. Okay, then paste it here. This time I want second, at second position actually disease is available. Then which doctor is handling this patient? So doctor, and then paste it. So doctor is available at third location. So I do remember, actually I have worked on that project, so I do remember how we added the data into the dictionary. In the same format only I am printing the data. So next I do have bill. So for bill we will be requiring 4. So what's happening here, it will print all the data one by one. So here we can give like something like this to make it more attractive. That's it. Okay, now next choice was, so let's see here the menu, emergency queue. Next is emergency queue. So if user choose 3, so I will just go here, elif choice equals 3, elif choice equals 3, then I want to print, here we will give /n and emergency patient. How do we know that patient is emergency, like you need emergency or not? Because if you remember, when we were entering the data about the patient, that time only we were asking na, is it an emergency case or not, yes or no? So if remember we used one emergency queue list also. So if this list is basically 0, means no emergency case na, so I just want to print here no emergency no emergency case we have available currently in this hospital. Otherwise for patient, in, this is just a you say temporary variable in emergency queue, what whoever is available into this list, just print one by one. I want to see all those one by one. That's it. Okay, so here if you see, we got 3 things completed: register patients, view all patients, emergency queue. Next is ICU management. It is again very small part. Go here, elif choice equals to 4. That means ICU person, we want to get whether uh, ICU needed for this patient or not. So elif we already gave. Here I will just print, we can just take this one, copy, here, paste it. Here we will say ICU patients. If length of ICU patients is equals to 0, print no ICU patient currently available into the like hospital. So patients. Otherwise I want for, so again I'm taking the same variable. You can take any variable, doesn't matter, just a temporary variable. In ICU patient, this is again a list we created above and we filled it with the, in the first one when we were registering, if that user is a ICU, needs ICU. So here if you see in the if choice equals to 1 part only, so first though we declared it here, you see here we declared na itself the ICU management, sorry, ICU patient. You see ICU patient, we, if this is yes, if the like if you need like that particular person need ICU, then it is getting appended. And where we are creating this ICU patients, if you remember, so above at the top only, when we were giving all the list dictionary and tuples, and also here only I created the empty list, and that only I am printing here. Now, fifth one is bed allocation. If choice is equals to 5, if choice is equals to 5, Then we want to allocate the bed. We want to allocate the bed. So what we will do here, we will say bed status, bed status. Okay, here for bed number, comma, status in beds dot items. Do you remember? We created this only, na? We created this beds one. Here, if you see, we created one dictionary, beds, and it contains 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All beds are empty initially. That dictionary only we are using here. Okay, so one by one it will take the bed number. So which bed number? If you see now, this dictionary contains two things, key and value. Key is the bed number, value is empty. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we are taking bed number into this and status, like is it empty or who is using it, otherwise who is using it. So I want to print one by one first. Print bed number, not here. Print bed here, bed number, and then colon status we want. Now outside the for loop, okay, we are getting some error here. Oh, because I am not giving comma after the codes. I should give this comma after the codes. Okay, here I'm giving one space. So now outside this for loop, because I want to show those this dictionary one by one, no? That's it, this line though. Then I am saying patient name. I'm basically creating a variable here only, patient name equals which patient, for which patient you want to book this bed. So enter patient name for bed allocation, for bed allocation. That's it. Okay. Next, bed number equals which bed you want, bed number 1, bed number 2, bed number 3, or like that. So here enter bed number, enter bed number. I'm taking here manually because there might be some other facilities as per the bed number. So user means patient can select which bed he wants. Okay, so here if, but that bed should be available also, na? So if bed, let's say I'm taking a bed number here, or yeah, if bed number in beds, what I'm checking, whether that particular bed number which is selected by user, which is selected by patient, they want, okay, means management only running this app website, that's true. So that management or admin selecting bed 2, that bed should be available into the dictionary, na? If they're saying bed 7 to not available in the hospital, so they are checking that bed should be available in the dictionary first, and then they are saying beds of bed number equals patient name. They are tagging that particular bed number to this patient. Admin will give the patient name and bed number, so please tag this patient with this bed. So we are tagging that patient with this bed, means basically it's like this patient will be now stored instead of empty here. If you see, instead of empty, it will now contain John. So one key, John will be the value. So instead of empty, now we are updating because dictionaries are mutable now, can change. So instead of empty, now it will be patient name. And then we want a positive message that bed allocated successfully. Bed allocated successfully. Otherwise, if user is mentioning some other number apart from means apart from, you say, this bed, apart from this. And here also one more condition we can give now. If beds of let's say bed number is equals to empty, then only it should, because if that bed is already occupied with some other patient, if that bed is already occupied with some other patient, then why we will means how we can allocate the same bed to another patient also, no? Because that though already is being used, that bed is already is in use now with some other patient, so that should be empty first. So I thought this also we can handle here itself. But let's say user means admin or management is itself giving the wrong bed that is not available in the hospital, so we should print here bed already occupied. So this was a little bit tricky, but that's fine. It's doable. Okay, bed already occupied. This should be the else of this if. This should be the else of this if, because if we don't have that equals to empty now, that means someone to using it now if it is not equals to empty, so bed is occupied. But if like admin is giving the wrong number, then we will give this else here and we will print invalid bed number. So you when you are working on a project, you have to handle all the situations can occur here. So bed, let's say invalid bed number. So this is how we saw bed booking system. Next, we need to see ambulance booking. So here it was, Elif was here into this here. So for ambulance, we will be requiring six choices, six. So first, which patient need ambulance? I am creating a new variable absolutely where I will just have enter patient name because it needs very fast now. So not much questions we will be having. And now which location, from which location, or you can say address. I should say here address, from which address we need to have pickup. So enter pickup location, enter pickup location. And here if you see ambulance date, data, I will say data. Let's leave about data now. I'm creating one here you say tuple because again it will be no change required. So patient name and location I am combining into a tuple only itself, so that next into the list which we created, we will append this tuple. We will append this tuple. That's it. And then we will provide a message that ambulance booked successfully. Booked successfully. Okay. So that's it about the ambulance part. Some warning we are getting. Let me just have a look on it. Oh, we don't have any variable with the location now. We took address. That's why. Okay. Next choice. Next choice 7. I guess it was medical medicine inventory. Even if it is different, we can change it later on. But I guess it is 7 for medicine inventory. So here we will just print here /n medicine inventory. Okay, here for MD for medicine, because you remember we created a dictionary above. So and then quantity in medicines dot items, we created this dictionary already above. And I currently the only I want to show the data. So here I'm saying MD comma, I will do some separation here for this, and then comma quantity. I'm saying quantity. Next, outside the for loop, I am creating one variable medicine name. So which medicine, for which medicine basically you want to update the quantity. So enter medicine name, enter medicine name. And here if you say if MD, no, if medicine name is available in that dictionary, then only you can update now, otherwise so we cannot update. So if that medicine is already available in that dictionary, then only we will create one variable quantity. Now we will take that quantity from the user, that please enter used quantity, let's say enter quantity used. Enter quantity used. So here if you see, if quantity is less than equals to medicine, is less than equals to medicines of med underscore name, then only we will update the quantity now. Let's say you have 50 paracetamol. You can utilize till 50 paracetamols now. You cannot sell 60 paracetamols, till 50 only. Then only once the quantity is less than or equals to that particular medicine quantity, then only what we want to decrease it. So medicines of that particular medicine name minus, so shorthand operator I'm using basically, so equals, here I'm saying quantity. I have decreased the quantity, and that's it. We will just provide a message, medicine updated. If user is trying to give the, means admin is trying to give the more quantity, let's say you have only 50 paracetamols available, but you are saying 60 are used. It's not possible, na? So that means here we will just print insufficient stock. Insufficient stock. And if that name which you are mentioning, this that I want to update the quantity for this particular medicine, and this is not available in that medicines itself, so then this else is for that one. Here, medicine not found. Medicine not found, we will say. Next, elif we will apply. So this was 7. Elif was 7 here. Next elif we will give for billing system. So here it's gonna be press enter, and here I will say if user chooses it, 8, that means it is for billing system. It is for billing system. So slash n I will give here. 1 2 3 4 billing system. Next, total income of hospital na, we want to calculate. So based on patients entered into the hospital and what bill we provided to them, we are just going to concatenate that bill. So here I will just say one variable, total income equals to 0. Now for patient comma amount, two temporary variables I am creating in billing. You remember I created this billing dictionary, empty billing dictionary I created. I am going to fill this dictionary now. So here I will say dot items, dot items. So one by one, one by one, this billing with where is it billing? If you see here, come up here where we were taking the data from the user for the records of the patient when user was choosing one, when user was choosing one. So here only we had this billing. You see, we were filling this dictionary here, and what happening, the bill amount which is given by each person, the billing amount which was given by each person is now getting entered one by one as the value of the key name. So John will pay 10,000, Jack will pay 5,000, it's like that. So same, only that filled dictionary I am iterating over here, and now we will fill. So let's say I will print patient by patient the data. I'm saying patient, and here colon, here we will just print the amount, the amount. Here this is the amount. So total income plus equals amount, total income plus equals amount, it is going to add. Okay, next what we will do here, we will say print slash n total hospital income. I will say total hospital income and just print here total income. That's it, total income. Next elif will be for discharge, will be for discharge. So if user choose 9, if user chooses 9, then what I want, discharge. So to which patient you want to discharge, that we will take from user. So enter patient name to discharge, to discharge. Okay, so then we have already created one list for discharge above. We will fill that list. So discharged patients dot append. Whoever is getting discharged, that patient name we will append into that list, and then we will print one successful message that patient discharged successfully. Patient discharged successfully. That's it. Very small stuff it was. If user chooses 10, if user chooses 10, then I want to show the hospital analytics. Hospital analytics means total patients in the hospital, emergency cases in the hospital, ICU patients, discharged patients, ambulance booking and all. So we will just give a print here /n. So here hospital analytics, hospital analytics. I'm saying here print total patients, total patients. Here I'm saying so to get the number of patients available in the hospital, we will calculate the length of the patients. Next, let's say I want to print emergency cases, emergency cases available into the hospital. So emergency cases, again we will get the length of the emergency queues. So how many patients are available in this particular queue list, those all length will be provided. So ICU patients, ICU patients, here length of ICU patients. If you want to print like get the ambulance booking, so for how many patients we have the ambulance booking available, so for that we will get the length of the ambulance booking, length of the ambulance booking. Similarly, I'm saying unique diseases, because how many cases came into the hospital, all might have different diseases. Even if it is same, then to we will reject it. That's why only we are using sets. Okay, then so we will reject that same disease only. Let's say if two person having the pain, leg pain, so we will only take one. That's why we are using sets only. So for any one variable we can take, let's say disease. For disease in diseases, if you remember, we created one set diseases, and we can print all the disease one by one. We can print all the disease one by one. Next, I want to print available doctors. I want to print available doctors, available doctors. Okay, so okay, let me just go up here, doctors. Okay, so here we will say for doctor in doctors, for doctor in doctors, and here we will print each doctor one by one, each doctor one by one. That's it. And the next elif will be there for exit. So if user chooses 11, 11 means we will give a message like hospital system closed, hospital system closed, and then we will break it, then we will break it. If user is choosing apart from between 1 to 11, then we will provide one message invalid choice, invalid choice. And that's how our project has been successfully completed. Let's run it. I will just save it and we will run it. Before that, let me just show you the project once here from starting even. So first we took one dictionary to add the patient's data. Then we took one list to add the emergency patients. Then we took one list for ICU patients, one list for discharged, means the patients getting discharged. Then we are taking one list for ambulance booking, one set for disease means how all unique diseases, one set for all unique doctors, one dictionary for bed data, one dictionary for medicines, one dictionary for billing means income, hospital income. We are giving one heading. We are running a infinite loop. We are showing the menu. Based on the menu, if user choose one, so we are taking the choice from the user. If user choose one, we want to register patient. So there, first we are taking patient ID from the patient, patient ID. We are actually giving admin only giving the ID. If patient ID is already available into this patient dictionary, then that means patient is already exist. Otherwise, we are taking the data, we are collecting the data based on the patient, and then we are converting that data into the tuple so that everything will be at single place, and that tuple we are providing as a value to this dictionary. Then we are adding the disease, we are adding the doctor. So here we are adding the doctors, unique doctors into the set and disease in the sets. Then we are filling the bill one by one. Bill was dictionary only, and we are filling this bill which we are taking from the here user only, how much the bill for particular patient. Then one by one, if wherever the emergency is yes, we are appending that particular patient name into the queue. Wherever the ICU is needed, there also we are adding the patient name into the ICU patient list, and then we are saying patient registered successfully. If user choose to, that means we want to show the list of the patients available. If no patients available, then we will say no patients if length is equals to 0. Otherwise, we are just printing all the patients one by one. If user says 3, that means they want to check only the list of all patients needs emergency. So if 0, if the length of emergency queue is 0, then no emergency cases. Otherwise, we are showing the emergency one by one. Otherwise, if user choose 4, that means ICU patient, same only. If the length is 0, then no ICU patients available. Otherwise, we are showing the list of ICU's patients one by one. If user choose 5, that means user basically wants to get the bed status, means if anyone needs bed, so we will allocate the bed. So here, who is using which bed, like that. So what we are doing, we are already having a dictionary, predefined dictionary for beds. Currently all beds were empty, so we are taking the bed number and the status of that bed, and we are showing it. Now, if it is empty, it will show empty. Otherwise, instead of empty, it will show the name of the person who is using the bed. Then, if you want to book the bed, we are just taking, we are taking the, enter the patient name for bed. I will just say bed here. That's it. So, we will be requiring the patient name for that bed. Then, which bed that patient we need to allocate. If that bed which is given by the admin that I want to book bed number 2, if it is available, then only it will proceed. Otherwise, let's say user is saying bed number 7, bed number 7 is not available in the hospital, then how we will proceed? Okay, so now if we say if that bed number is available, then if that bed is empty, then only a patient can use that empty bed. Now, if that bed is already occupied, then we will say bed already occupied. Okay, otherwise, if user is giving wrong bed number, then invalid bed number. If we are choosing 6, choice is 6, that means we basically wants to book the ambulance. So first we want to get the patient name, and then from which place we need to take him, and ambulance data we are just converting this into the tuple, and then we are adding this ambulance data into the ambulance booking list. If user chooses 7, that means we want to get the medicine inventory of stock. So let's say first, so we are showing all the medicines available along with the quantity. Then we are asking to the admin, then what is the medicine name? What is the medicine name here? And if that medicine name is available into the medicines dictionary, then we want which quantity has been used, what quantity actually has been used today or in 2 days, within 5 days. So to update the latest quantity. So obviously quantity will get decreased, not increased. So if quantity is less than medicine, let's say you have 50 paracetamol, If you have used 20 paracetamol, it should show 30 available now. If you say 50 paracetamol and you used 60 paracetamol, it's not possible na. How you can use more than stock? So something wrong in that means. So if user is giving correct quantity, then we are like deleting, you say deducting, decreasing the amount of quantity, and medicine is getting updated, otherwise insufficient stock. Okay, otherwise insufficient stock we are saying. And if that medicine is not available into the dictionary, then we are saying medicine not found. Next, we had billing system. So obviously, billing was given by one. Each patient is paying the some amount. We are just you say appending it. We are just concatenating it. Means using assignment operator. We are adding up. We are adding the amount into the total income of the hospital. If user chooses 9, then we need a person name, patient name to get discharged, and we are discharging that particular patient name here, and we are adding it into the list. The same things like user chose 10. That means we want to show the data related to the hospital. So how many total patients, emergency cases, so full analytics about the hospital. And then if user choose 11, that means we want to exit from this system. And if user is giving 1, means apart from 1 to 11, any other number user is trying to input, that means input invalid choice it is. Let's run this project now. So I will just run it here. Here if you see enter your choice. So currently I will say 2. It should say no patients available. Now I will say 1. So patient ID means 1 means I want to register the patient. So I'm saying 101 is the patient ID. John is the patient name. 23 is the age. Let's say I'm saying accident. And here assigned doctor is Sam. Let's say emergency. Yes. ICU needed. No for now. Initial billing is let's say 5,000 I'm saying. That's it. Now if you see the means now I'm adding one more. Let's say Harry. Another patient is Harry, I'm saying. Oh, it was ID. I need to run it again. No worries. I will just say 1 again, 101. And John, this time I'm saying, this time 45. Again, we are saying accident. Doctor is Sam. Here, emergency case, yes. ICU, no. Amount is, let's say, 5,000, I'm saying. Again, I will say enter choice 1. This time, patient ID is 102. Patient name is Harry. Age is, let's say, 45. Next is, let's say, leg pain. Assigned doctor is, let's say, Peter. Emergency case, no. ICU needed, yes. Billing 2000 initially. Now if you say 2, so you should get the all the data. You see, we are getting the patient IDs, means all the data about the both of the patients. Next, third is emergency queue. So you see, I'm saying so John needed emergency na. John needed emergency because of the accident. Fourth, ICU management, Harry. If you remember when I was entering the data, I only mentioned it na that Harry will be requiring ICU, but John will not. Bed location, bed allocation, if you see here, all beds are empty. So I want to allocate bed to John. So I give the patient name, which bed I want. I want second bed. Now you see allocation successfully done. If I again choose 5, so bed number 2 should be occupied. You see bed number 2 is occupied here. Again you want to add some person here. So let's say you want to add uh, a person who is not available. So I'm saying Jack. If you see bed number, I'm saying 2. So you see bed already occupied. This time I will choose 6 for ambulance booking. So let's say there is a person Xavier needs the ambulance. I will press enter from Delhi, let's say, and then you see ambulance booked successfully. Seventh is the medicine inventory. These all are the stocks. Let's say I want to update the stock for insulin. Earlier it was 20. Now I'm saying 8 has been used. So 20 minus 8 should show. You see. Now if I go again to 7, so see 20 minus 8 is 12. Okay. Again, let's say I'm giving some wrong medicine name ABC. So it should say medicine not found. Next is billing system. I want to get the total amount. So you see, John paid 5,000 and Harry paid 2,000. So it's like a total income of your hospital patient wise we are getting. To which person I want to discharge? So I chose 9. I want John should get discharged now. So John got discharged. Now 10, I want to see the hospital analytics. So if you see, I will just go up here and we are getting the hospital analytics, total patients, emergency cases, ICU patients, ambulance booking. These all are the decision and these two doctors are available into this hospital for now. I will press 11 and it should end. So let's say I will say this time 13. You remember we gave else invalid choice. So it should say invalid choice. Now I will press 11 and it should get exited with this hospital management system. So everything is working perfectly fine. More enhancements, advancements you can do in this project. I will you will be getting this file as well. So everyone, thank you so much. We will meet in the next video along with some more extra stuff.